Hey, guess what? Grace is not just a thing that you do prior to a meal when you're hungry or trying to get the hot stuff in your mouth quickly. So let's talk about grace. Oftentimes, if you hear a person talking about grace, they're typically talking about praying prior to dinner. And even movies have a difficult time understanding this concept also. Hook, all the Lost Boys, they just scream grace and then have an imaginary meal. In National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, she ends up doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And in Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby is positive to give grace to tiny 8-pound baby Jesus. And I can boldly and with complete confidence claim that this is not the concept of grace. And honestly, I'm not even positive that they qualify as prayers. So, what is grace then? The best place to start is in Ephesians chapter 2. For it is by grace that you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. To understand grace, you have to understand two different things. One, God is a holy God, and two, we're pretty terrible. God is a perfect and holy God, and He reigns in heaven beyond all things. And He's so perfect that even an imperfection cannot stand to be in the presence of God. And honestly, He is beyond all comparison. And it's pretty difficult to explain the holiness of God because honestly, I don't have anything to compare it to. It's kind of like having a burger that has a little bit of germs in it against a burger that is absolutely perfect and has no germs in it at all. I mean, honestly, all of us understand the importance of purity. Because if that burger even has a tiny, tiny piece of hair, we like to send it back. And I'm not trying to claim that God is just a good burger, because that would be really stupid to say. God is not just holy. God is not just holy, but the Bible tells us God is holy, holy, holy. This is basically close to putting in 8 billion varies if you're trying to really get the depth across. God is very, 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 very holy. God is a holy and perfect God. And that brings me to point 2. We stink. And I'm not kidding. We stink. And I can't understate this point enough. This is so important to grace to understand how much we stink. We are not holy on our own. We are not close to holy on our own. I can't do anything holy on my own. It's as if I took that burger, washed it and used toilet water, and then gave it to you in a germ-wrapped burrito. It's disgusting. And yes, I understand that all of us can claim that I need Jesus and that I do things bad. But honestly, even in that, there's still this hope that maybe I can justify it by comparing everything I do to the other stuff other people do. I'm a sinful person, but I'm not as sinful as that guy. I get angry. I'm pretty sure that guy murders kittens. I need grace, but I don't need as much grace as that freak over there. Urgh. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to claim that God can't help you get everything kind of together. But the point is not to do good, but instead you are incapable of doing any good apart from God. You know, I can pick up a dollar, off the street, and I'm closer to being a millionaire, but I'm still broke. In the same way, just because I don't do a bad thing does not make me holy. Romans 3:23 tells us this, that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. And in Romans 6:23, it tells us that the cost of doing those things is death. So put those two together, we all deserve death. No matter how good I think I might be, apart from God, based on all the things I do, I deserve to die. This is where grace starts. Martin Luther tells us this: a man must completely despair of himself in order to become fit to obtain the grace of Christ. It is absolutely crucial to understand the holiness of God compared to our mess in order to completely grasp the greatness of grace. God is holy and perfect, and we are not. Grace, then, is the distance that we are permitted to travel to holiness through the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Jonathan Edwards tells us that grace is but glory begun, and glory is but grace perfected. When I understand the greatness of grace, I can begin to understand the greatness of God's love towards me. After all, I am deserving of death, and yet God is offering eternal life. We are all loved beyond our ability to earn it. And all of us are in desperate need of grace. What is grace then? Grace is the gift of eternal life that I have gotten because of believing in Jesus Christ. And I didn't earn it. It is all out of the love of God. If grace is an ocean, we are all sinking. And I don't care what kind of kiss you think that is. See, I actually like that.